Alrighty, hi guys. We are doing a mental health update. I was not planning to film at all today. I have been struggling to find time to spend on my content at the moment and brain space and all of that. But I really felt like actually this is probably a good idea to just do a bit of an update, let you guys know where I'm at. I'm going to try not to ramble. I'm going to try to just get through this. And just kind of say where things are at. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Laura. Welcome to my channel. Here I talk about mental health, minimalism, lifestyle, and very soon I'm planning on starting a new series called Don't Get Me Started, because I am someone who likes to learn about stuff and go down rabbit holes on stuff and find out really interesting things. My background is in chemical engineering. So that kind of lends itself to a lot of things, and I now also work in healthcare as a business analyst, so I'm learning a lot in healthcare as well. So expect more of that content. So if you like little deep dives and learning interesting things, stick around for that. But today, mental health update. So I put out a video a few weeks ago just saying that I've been struggling a lot recently and talking a bit about that. But I wanted to get into a bit more detail today. So if you guys have watched my previous videos, then you will know that I have been diagnosed by my general practitioner, by my doctor, with a generalized anxiety disorder, and that I am currently on medication for that, and that's been working really well for me. However, as I've kind of progressed on my journey of mental health and I've spent more time unpacking some what I believe to be CPTSD stuff, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I've heard some people refer to it as child post-traumatic stress disorder because a lot of the time, particularly for us young people, that is stuff that has happened in childhood. And as I've been unpacking that over the last wee while, sorry, I'm sitting here just picking at my nails as I'm doing this. There's the anxious stuff. As I've been doing that, I have been discouraged in myself by finding that I seem to be coping less well with life or being less functional in life once I've actually processed stuff or am well on my way through processing stuff. And that became really disconcerting and really discouraging. And I tried to kind of just roll with it for a bit. And sort of a year ago, when I was first really dealing with this, I was somewhat self-medicating with alcohol. And it wasn't a conscious thing, as I don't think it is for most people, but I kind of realized it, and that was a good indicator for me that I was really struggling and that I needed to get out of that. So I focused on that kind of specifically. Oh my gosh, there's a skink. There's a little lizard that I saw in the lounge earlier. Old houses, man. And I just saw it over there, and it's so cute. Anyway, distraction brain. I'm like that dog from Up, where he goes, squirrel. That's me. And so that now hasn't been an issue for me for a few months, which is really good. But that was a good sign for me that that maybe there was something else going on there. Or maybe I just needed to kind of take it in my stride and know that as we kind of slow down and deal with things, then our like outward functionality is going to struggle. Where I got to recently, though, was feeling like it's not a temporary kind of changeover difficulty of, hey, my brain is spending time processing this stuff, so it has less time to focus on the functional side of things just being easy. And I started to feel like it's actually that my coping strategies that had developed through childhood of running around like an idiot trying to get things done and just really anxiously checking that things are always perfect and always done, and that anxious perfectionism that I was starting to dismantle It meant that I could no longer just very easily like flick the switch and kick myself in the butt to get things done constantly. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to feel that level of stress anymore. And as I took that away, that uncovered what I believe is the fact that it's actually hard for me to focus on things. That skink is running along the ground again. Sorry, it's so distracting. It's hard for me to focus on things. I'm literally saying this right now. Ugh. It's hard for me to just do some day-to-day stuff. And I used to cope with that, with the fact that it was hard to do that by just kicking myself in the butt and beating myself up into doing it. And when I got to a healthy place of no longer being willing to just do that to myself, I realized how hard it was for me to actually do those things and how much I'd been relying on kicking myself in the butt to get that stuff done. And after a bit of time, I then went, this is just harder than it should be to do the things, to focus on the things, to process the things, all of that. In tandem with that, I now have family members who have recently-ish been diagnosed with ADHD. And I started seeing ADHD content on my feeds in the social medias a couple of years ago. The algorithm, I think, was looking at the things that I tended to be watching more or liking more or engaging with more, and figured out that this content would appeal to me. Which is really interesting. Where I've now gotten to, whilst being someone who aggressively takes personal responsibility, someone who has been trained to, and also generally as someone who can function as a very like type A personality, really tries to take personal ownership and tries to take personal responsibility for difficulties, for failings, for lack of success or lack of focus or lack of engagement with things or whatever. As someone who really aggressively tries to take responsibility, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm going, this is just harder than it should be. And this is not just that I am not using my calendar the right way, or writing lists the right way, or planning my day right, or prepping for my week on the weekends right. I am looking at the balance between how much I am trying to do all of the basics, including trying to give myself time where I don't have to just be onto it all the time. Trying to find the getting the good healthy things in my life whilst also still trying to have balance with that. All of that stuff on the scale. Then looking at how easy it is for me to actually get things done. It's like this. It's like this. And it should be kind of like this. It should be kind of balancing. And that has led me to believe that things are actually harder for me than they should be. So whilst I'm still there dealing with the CPTSD stuff, and knowing that there is a lot of overlap with CPTSD and ADHD and the symptoms of that, with the chronic perfectionism and the dissociation and the overwhelm and the triggers and all of that stuff that I'm not an expert on, but that I have learned a lot about over the last wee while. Whilst I can still see that, I'm going, I've dealt with a lot on this side, but I still seem to have a lot of issues in this area, which maybe makes me think that it's not just coming from the CPTSD, it's actually coming from ADHD as well. So, where I'm at, as of today, is that I've spoken with my doctor, who is super lovely and super supportive. And it makes me cry because I just know that a lot of people don't have that, and I'm very grateful for that. We have decided to up my anxiety meds to just help me kind of get through this, whilst suspecting that actually if I do have ADHD and that is dealt with, then the anxiety meds are actually not going to be needed. But I have also been referred by her to a psychiatrist. So here in New Zealand, an ADHD diagnosis can basically only be given by a psychiatrist. There's small exceptions to that, I believe, but basically it's with a psychiatrist. And generally you want to see one who actually specializes in ADHD, particularly as a as a female person, because it presents differently. And as someone who has, I believe, coped with it really well through other kind of complex means for a while, I really want to make sure that if I give this a shot, then it's with someone who has a really good chance of being able to understand all of the things I'm dealing with and look at them well. So, because there aren't enough psychiatrists to go around, it is likely that I won't get in for an assessment until sort of, I don't know, what I've seen online is like June, July next year, and it's currently November. Hoping that maybe it's a little bit sooner than that, but yeah, again, that's why in the meantime upping my anxiety medication is probably going to be a bit helpful to just deal with the symptoms of what I am dealing with. So that's where I'm at. I'm hoping that this is sort of a crossroads where things are going to get better from here. Really hope so. I know that my doctor really hopes so, and people around me really hope so, because I feel that I work really hard to try keep good things in my life, to try keep balance, but I still feel like I'm weirdly playing the game on extra hard mode all the time, and that a lot of people around me are not. And yeah, like I said, I try to take personal responsibility for that and for my own circumstances and my own needs and all of that, but I just still feel like the balance is off. So I hope to be able to update you guys sooner than like July next year as to where things are at, but I just wanted to let you know that if it seems like I'm getting less content out at the moment, this is partly why. It's also busy with stuff at work and approaching Christmas. But yeah, functionally, I'm just struggling a bit more at the moment. But I really appreciate you guys with all of your nice messages on my videos recently. It's just been great. And there are a few topics that I have become really interested in that I really do want to get out to you guys. So like I said, that Don't Get Me Started thing, I'm hoping to do that really, really soon. I've almost finished kind of writing my script on that and getting all of my facts in line to be able to take you guys through that. And I think that you're going to really, really enjoy it. Very much fits into that kind of wellness space and maybe debunking some stuff there. So I'm very, very excited for that. I also realized that I haven't done some good like frugal minimal content for a bit, and we are coming up to Christmas and I've had a bunch of ideas kind of come to me in the last wee while. So I'm thinking I'm going to do 1 or 2 videos on that before we actually get to Christmas time. So let me know down below how you guys are doing. I know that particularly for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, heading into Christmas, it's going to be getting darker. So I know that that's going to be a struggle. So yeah, let me know how you guys are doing, because I'm here sharing as well, but I want this to be kind of a two-way thing. So let me know how you guys are doing and what content you're looking forward to seeing more of and what you are excited about for the upcoming holidays. So I love you guys. Thank you so much if you've made it through this whole video to kind of see how I'm doing and check up on me. I really, really do appreciate it. Please don't worry about me too much. I am really doing my best to take care of myself, leaning on the people around me, keeping them informed of like where I'm at, what I'm doing, and all of that. But thank you guys so much, and I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye everyone.